Welcome to another video on FE Builds. I am so excited to be with you today. We'll be doing another mod to Optimus, the Jimny, the FE edition Jimny. We've put our flavor to it and we are back at TRE 4x4 Africa. I love coming here. They actually work on the vehicle, they know the vehicle very well, and they've always got good mods to put on and their suggestions just really work. So today we'll be replacing the Ironman foam cell damper, which is a really good damper. It's worked really well, it served me well, and I believe it's still got a long life in it. But we'll be replacing it with the Tough Dog return to center damper, and that's why I brought it to TRE 4x4 and I chose not to do it myself, because it would be the first time I'm installing this kind of damper. And just a few remarks concerning the Ironman foam cell damper. It was very good, it served very well, and it's got its place, and I would just give it a thumbs up. It's a good product, it worked well, and as you can see, it's very dirty, and the underside of the car is also very dirty. A lot of people have asked, is that rust? It's not, it's clay. Optimus, in his short lifespan, is just on a few thousand kilometers. It's not too much. He has seen many 4x4 tracks, so there's a lot of clay under him that I need to clean at some stage. Okay, so this right here is the Tough Dog Return to Center RTC damper, and first impressions, it looks substantially thinner than the Ironman foam cell damper. There's one thing that this has that doesn't. That's a standard damper, and basically the function of a steering damper is to sort of control the energy of the steering so it doesn't swing violently when you're climbing over obstacles. And the Ironman worked very well, but this has one extra advantage that one doesn't have. And you may look at this at first glance and think it's just a regular shock absorber, but it's not. A steering damper is slightly different in the fact that the piston has a 50-50 flow rate in terms of compression and rebound, and that allows you to turn to the both sides without having any issues. If you had to fit a regular shock absorber in the place of a steering damper, you'd be able to turn one side very easily, and it would be a bit harder to turn the other side or the other direction. So with this specific damper, it comes in handy when you've got a lift and also when you've got bigger tires, and it also helps improve stability of the car. Okay, so the way installation is done is quite simple actually. After watching and seeing the steps taken, the steering wheel is placed as much as possible in the center. And at that point, from the one side to the other side that holds the damper is measured, the distance, and the center is determined. And that distance is taken on this damper and marked on the shock absorber to find the exact center point where the steering should be. And from that center point, an additional 27 millimeters is added, and then you make another marking. And that's basically the place where the clamp on the tube side that holds the spring would go. And these clamps might seem a bit small at first, but that's how they're made, and you're meant to actually knock it with a mallet so that it goes in place. And then you gently screw the other point in, and then you knock it again with the mallet and then tighten it down gently and evenly, making sure that it's tightened down nicely. And basically after you do that and you put it in, when you turn to the right, the spring is stretched. When you turn to the left, the spring is compressed. And in either scenario, the spring wants to return back to the center point. That's why it's called the return to center damper. And this is quite a good idea, quite a good initiative. You're going to see the tests that we do after the installation. As I'm showing you over here, there's two packets. The first packet that's next to the green cloth is the parts that come with the damper in the box. And there's also some extra parts that come with it, and that's the part that actually holds the spring onto the tube of the damper. On the other side, towards the end of the tip of the damper, towards the end of the shaft, there's already a holder holding the spring. And you'll see, even as we go into a quick time-lapse mode, how it's put on, and you'll also see how it's installed on the vehicle. It's pretty much straightforward, it's simple, But if you're not confident, rather take it to the guys like TRE404. As I said in the beginning of this video, it is the first time I'm dealing with this kind of damper, so I preferred to take it to my trusted friends at TRE404. The technician who worked on the car is Aaron. Aaron, shout out to you. Thank you so much for accommodating me and Optimus and making sure that this install went well. That it puts it back to center. Okay, so here's a roundabout or turning circle, whatever you call it in your area. Let's see how it performs. I'm gonna just turn and then release the steering and it goes back to center. It's quite cool. To see how the dampening would work, so we might just do a small section of grass where a lot of people park. So I'm not breaking any rules or anything. It's a standard in this community where people park there, security vehicles park there, taxis park there. Just gonna go off and see how it is, but that's coming up. For now, let's see how it handles on the highway. obviously because it's a corner, it wants to go back to center. The car's going to go off the lane. I have to control it. Got a bit of a straight here. Back to center. Hands are out. Someone ran over a pigeon. Now, when the robot or the traffic light turns green, I'm just going to floor it. And it's going to be slow, obviously. Let's go. I'm not holding the steering. It's drifting slightly because the alignment's off. But yeah, back to center. Now, there is a very good reason why I've come to this particular section of ground over here, and that is because every time I'm fine-tuning my shocks, in the past I've come here, so I would feel the difference straight away on this piece of land. And I've come here many times. Security vehicles park here, other vehicles park here, taxis park here, so I usually just test the shocks over here. And as you can see, there was a point where I let the steering go and it was keeping it in the center. Usually it will swing from side to side over there. Here's another example of that. It's keeping it right in the center. And now I'm going to go down, make a huge U-turn, climbing up a place where, or an angle where the steering would usually swing violently. And you'll see that it actually controls it and keeps it all in order. So I'm quite happy with this product. And it might just stay an Optimus much longer than I expected. Hopefully it holds up and it's able to take the beating.